Hey guys, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Community Corner Podcast with me, Shannon, your anime misfit, and Lamp, and once again, the guy who is lovely and breathtaking, to listen to my bitching.
You're all breathtaking.
Everybody's breathtaking except for me today because I'm depressed. As you can see, we do not have a guest. It's not that I didn't try to have a guest this month. It's just no one came in the clutch at the time and I didn't have time to look for anyone else. But today I wanted to talk about two things. The first one, we're going to eventually talk about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards and what we thought about them, yada, yada, yada. But I want to take at least the first half of this show to talk about me being depressed and frustrated with myself and YouTube and the making of this channel. If you joined my Discord, shameless plug, join the Discord, link in the link tree below. I have been no stranger to how I've been feeling about getting to 1,000. I know that we will get to 1,000 considering our subscriber count, but I'm trying my best to be like, okay, what type of videos do I want to make while what our subscribers want to make, people who have been rooting for me, and people who don't join the channel but still watch the content want to see. And there's been a lot of different consensuses, mostly we like your personality, but we're not watching the show that you're talking about, or maybe the lighting of this live action scene is not good on Lamp's video and want to see that improved, or I take a gamble on a show that is popular, but maybe the SEO is not going. I'm not going to be here and I'm not going to stand here and say, oh, it's not our fault, or it's nothing we're doing wrong. Because it could probably be that. I mean, our editing is not as polished as, say, a man mode video, or heck, even a Korra eating video, but we do our best here. And we have a lot of improvements. That's why I'm just as frustrated, because I'm not asking for the video to go viral, but I'm at least asking for people to be able to watch our content, knowing that they watched our content. Heck, I would be completely fine if someone shat on the video. Because at least someone watched it and acknowledged that it existed. Because it takes a lot of mental and physical power to watch a video.
Critics are important too.
Yeah, critics are important, and at least when they comment is great. But there are plenty of times where we make a video, after a week or two, we post a video and there's not even a comment at all, except maybe from me or maybe from Lamp, which does not count. And we get one or two comments, which to the one or two of y'all, good job. It's just we have 900 subscribers, and the fact that less than 50 people have watched the video is just a lot depressing. And maybe that's because we just choose the wrong thing. Or maybe we're not listening to our audience. Because our demographic is people with jobs. Anime fans who have jobs, probably. And they don't have time. So with the B-Stars video that which is at the time of writing is our most current video, which is probably going to change the next day or two. It didn't do well. Well, to what I wanted. I wanted to at least beat the last month's CCP with Ray. Bless her heart, I love Ray. Not many people saw it, which is okay. I know that when you do a channel and you're talking about smaller anti-tubers, it's a catch-22, but I had fun talking with Ray, so I don't regret it. I think with the B-Stars video though, we tried to go for a shorter video so that if you did have a job or an engagement, it wasn't that big of an investment to watch it. But it's also if the video is not if the video is not at least a certain amount long, maybe YouTube won't push it. That's also that, so we probably shot ourselves in the foot.
I mean, there's a lot of things I'm sure that are involved in YouTube and how it works. So maybe it is, I think because if it's too short, but YouTube has a magical number that always changes, and what it wants, it will never tell you, but you must find out through the scriptures and old lore.
Yeah. And I also know that anime itself as a genre on YouTube is not that very big. You are not going to get anywhere viral status unless you branch out. Nuxtaku talks about anime, but he also branches out to memes. Same thing with Noble. He also branched out to memes. The top 3 channels right now other than that are Gigu, People in Trash Taste Podcast. But they branched out to Japan vlogs. Just simple, you live in Japan, they can vlog about that type of content. So if you're not an anime fan, you can still enjoy them for their vlogs or their travel knowledge. Because a lot of weeaboo want to go to Japan.
I mean, we could do a series here as travel in the U.S. states. Where are we going to start? Well, let's start with Wyoming.
Can you avoid going to, can you afford going to Wyoming, Lamp?
No.
I thought so.
Can't.
Now, that doesn't mean the channel doesn't want to branch out. I mean, I wanted to branch out to cartoons, and we are still working on the Walk Fu video, MetaHuman. If you're looking at this particularly, that video is still being made. We talked to him about it, and we had to put that on the back burner to try to do new things to get more people to watch the content. But like, I could just give you the spiel about, you know what, guys, we're just gonna focus on what we want to do and fuck the algorithm. But you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. I actually do care about the algorithm. I do think that for a YouTube channel, I keep saying this. I'm gonna just keep it real. I want to make content that I want to make, but I also understand that you have to make something especially for the genre of anime that we are in. You also got to make stuff that your audience will keep watching. So on our top 10, people like watching the Black History Month videos. So for the month of February, hoping and praying, like every time I do, the Black History Month video comes out on time. That's all I hope for. It comes out within the month of February, and that people watch it and people like it. It will be on a character, more like a topic that people recognize. So fingers crossed that by the time I do it, more than 100 people watched it.
So all you out there, get recommending that video.
There's also yeah. And like there's also the fact that like we haven't done the top 10 in a minute, but I have been in the background. I actually have an idea for a top 10 that I already wrote down, and that is in similar vein to top 10 best restaurants. That's also on our top, like, you know, best videos of the channel. And there's also shitting on Crunchyroll. Even with the cow video, people really like when they shit on Crunchyroll. That and my scratching the ear ASMR, which I'm doing right now because it's itchy. Because that's the type of episode we're doing, folks.
Scratching the ear while watching anime ASMR.
Yeah. Besides that, our other best videos are older reviews of shows I just didn't think would get popular, like the Diabolic Lovers one. Granted, that was way in like the channel's first year, and I had real fun with that video. It was me shitting on an anime. I also had, both of them were actually either unpopular opinions or very passionate opinions. So like, I like doing reviews, but you can't advertise being a review because people don't really need reviews for anime anymore. I mean, they kind of do. You just don't want to advertise it as a review because they might not watch it. Because, oh, I didn't watch this anime, therefore I'm not going to watch this video. And then we go back to square one. See, that's where my frustration is. It's like, I got to compromise all three of those. What our viewers want to see, what I want to do, and what the algorithm wants. More like what's popular. When I mean algorithm, I mean like what people in the AniTube community are talking about right now.
And it's difficult to predict that, even because, like, I think the biggest wrench in that is the algorithm, because generally you can get a sense of what the actual, like, community wants to watch or is talking about, but the algorithm just comes in and says, no, you don't talk about that. And it's like, sure, okay, YouTube, thanks.
Yeah, like, I told Lamb to do Beastars because the first Beastars video did wonderful. But I was like, maybe it's because it was season 1, and people are more willing to watch something when it's just the first season. The second season requires if you have time to watch it, and again, our demographic tends to be nerds with jobs, so.
Or if, like me, you're too far deep in the furry rabbit hole and you can't get out, that's me.
Like, just before we started the recording, I was talking to Lamp about, you know, Lamp, you're the perfect, ideal example of the demographic that's for our channel. You're in the right age range. You have a job, you go to work, you get home, you sleep, which is very, very synonymous of those who watch this channel. You're also a dude. Most people who watch the channel are dudes. Hey, all you guys. Hey. Hey.
Sup, bros?
There's also a lot of females that watch the channel, but it's a lot of dudes. Like, everybody, like, for example, when I do get the few people that do come up to me, they're like, hey, I really like your channel. And for those of you, for example, full and bio, a lot of you guys in your particular server, thank you. You guys are one of the people that do keep me up that, hey, you guys like my content, you watch everything. Like, they tell me, like, they watch everything that we do. And, like, it's great that we have those people. It really helps. You don't know how much that helps my mental health, because I really feel like no one's watching my shit.
You keep our spirits alive.
Even if you shit it, even if you hate it, at least you watched it. It's like, I just feel like I'm not like throwing the video into the ether, because I also want to make sure that for both me and Lamp, we're not just making a video against what we can physically do with our channel, with our everyday lives. Like, I don't want to overwhelm Lamp or like an editor that I'm trying to, like, you know, when I do a guest editor every once in a while.
I mean, that's why I don't sleep until 3 in the morning. I oftentimes edit videos until at least that late.
Which I don't make him, by the way. I do
No,
not
no, no,
make
no, no,
Lamp.
no. That is my entirely self-voluntary bad habit. I am in terrible insomniac, so this is just my bad habit.
You should really fix that. There is something called sleep, you know.
That's what espresso's for.
We've been about this okay. So this is basically like the kind of backs behind the scenes episode. This man and coffee. This man and his coffee. He needs to. You need look. You can't. Your blood is not espresso. We talked about this.
I know. I only have like a pot of coffee a day, maybe espresso on top of that, but that's if I need to, and then Monster.
By the end of the recording, you have finished the pot of our meetings.
Yeah.
This dude. But anyway, I wouldn't say I'm burnt out because I still have plenty of ideas. I just wish that those who aren't in the partner program or even have the community tab, we would at least have I think what blew me over what blew me over in terms of my last week's depression phase mostly was hearing that the community tab is not locked behind the partner program. You just need 1,000 subscribers, which would be a good thing, but like for me it's like we're literally almost there. And apparently that if you use the community tab right, it's a game changer. And like I just like it's just the fact that YouTube is teasing me these basic resources and I can't use them because I'm not in either of them because I just don't matter
yet. You're not in there yet.
Yeah,
not yet, but you will be.
I don't even think that it'll magically change my problems overnight if I get the community tab. I just want another tool to learn and use. That's it for right now.
Yeah, sadly, YouTube doesn't give many of those out.
And then when we get in the partner program, do you know what thing I'm going to be excited for? I'm going to be like, oh my God, Lamp, we can now link outside of YouTube. We can link outside of YouTube. You know how great that would be? On the actual video, not the description. Because who the fuck reads the description nowadays? It's only for SEO.
Yeah, a little bit.
People now put it in the comment section because people are more willing to look at the comment section than the actual description. But the description is still important. You see where I'm getting at? You see where my brain is? I just like, what do you want me to do, YouTube?
It wants you to stay confused because that's all it ever does. The
only thing I know that keeps a small channel going is consistency. You got to keep posting. You can't just like take a month off. Then YouTube will be like, "Hey, your channel's dead now." And like, because with the B-Stars video, I tried looking up our B-Stars video on my personal account, which I just watch, whatever I want. And I tried looking for it, could not find it. Now, apparently, to some people who have contacted me on the channel, they said that our channel is actually buried, and I already said why in one of our last CCPs. Besides the fact that the channel just might not be big enough. If I literally type in the anime Misfit right now to see if you actually find it. You should be able to find it.
Yeah, no, I searched for it before. I've typed in the anime Misfit. It's my top result.
Yeah, that's good, but like the other things around it should be the Misfit anime. There's like an anime about the Misfit of Demon School.
Yeah, there's that too.
Which flooded that thing, and I was like, God damn.
It's all there too.
I gotta compete against another shitty anime. But I guess in conclusion, the reason I needed to do this is that I needed to vent. I needed to bitch about it because on my channel, I don't want to hide too much of the fact of how I'm feeling about or my current mental state with the channel and where I'm going with it with you guys who are watching this, maybe or maybe not watching this. Because if I'm not that, then I'm not me. And if I'm not me, then I'm not a misfit. And that goes against the brand.
But we could all be clones, and we don't know what is ourselves. Who is we?
Who is we? Who is I? But yeah, I feel better though. See, talking about it on a public record makes me feel better. And will my words bite me in the dust later? I don't know. I just know that like I needed to talk about that, and regardless of what the criticism is about talking about it, I feel better. So let's trans gears now to the Crunchyroll Anime Awards because the voting already happened. I voted for it. Lamp didn't, but we'll talk. Luckily, they still have the categories, and we're gonna go through them each one and try to predict. Actually, first talk about what we picked, and then predict in each category what we think's gonna win. Any questions, Lamp?
I'm good to go.
All right, we're gonna skip anime of the year and do that last because that's like the big saucy one.
So best protagonist is
Yeah,
first.
we're gonna start with best protagonist and go through all of them. First, Lamp, since you didn't vote, vote which one here you would pick.
Out of all of the, why wouldn't the world would you keep your hands off Isoken? That show doesn't even have good. Whatever.
Whoa! We're gonna have fighting words about that.
Sorry. Okay, but from what I've seen, anyway. Long story short, I don't think those characters are worth protagonists of the year, but they are fine protagonists.
So
from the list of that, I would probably pick Decadence.
Ooh, explain.
Because Haikyuu, I understand a lot of the other shows are either ones I've seen that don't seem to have as much stakes, but Decadence seems to at least have a more focus like on the character and the nuances a bit. Haikyuu. I'm sure there's nuances in Haikyuu, but it's just volleyball. I'm sorry. Protagonist or not, it's a sports anime. Yeah, it doesn't have much impact to me.
The sports anime stereotype. He's putting the sports anime stereotype.
I'm sorry. So when I watch a sports anime, it's like you can be the best character in a sports anime ever, but it's still a sports anime.
Wow.
Kind of hard to have stakes there.
Wow. Lamp. Oh my god, he's gonna if there is comments, he's gonna get
as much as I love even Yuri on Ice, that's technically a sports anime. The characters don't have much depth beyond that, and the sports anime doesn't have that much depth. Anyway, long story short, I would pick Decadence.
Wow. This is a timestamp, y'all. Lamp and sports. Well, then it's my turn because fuck you. I am gonna pick Midori for best protagonist because she's inspiring. Yeah, she's kind of like fumbling about but like the entire anime is about 3 people trying to make an anime and like even like a little project thing and I really dig her. Like I dig her personality, I dig her mannerisms, I dig a lot of her stuff. Now I also didn't give it to Shoya to Hinata for the sole reason that I don't like giving it the sequels. I just don't. I don't like giving it the protagonist of the year to the sequel of a show that already happened. I don't know why Anos is here, because fuck the Misfit of Demon. I don't know if I'm just salty because it just beats our channel and algorithm, or just that the anime is bad. The anime is bad. Just fuck that show.
I mean, both, but
Now, I would have given it to Katrina Claus from My Next Life as a Villainess, because I've talked my ear off to Lamp about Otome Isekai and how much I do love that show. But I wouldn't say she's best protagonist just because you're a cool protagonist for going against the tropes of Otome games does not mean even though the villainess never really existed before this whole genre blew up. But hey, that's just my unpopular opinion. And then you got Yuji from Junsu Kaisen, which I did not watch. I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be like the next godsend of shonen anime. Like, it's supposed to be like the Promised Neverland of shonen battle anime, but I haven't seen it. And Decadence, I don't know. I just liked Midori more. I'm sorry. That's just me. Okay, so now we got to predict who do we think is actually going to win?
Shoot. I mean, I would probably say either Haikyuu, because I think is surprisingly popular, or maybe the Villainess. That's probably the two I'd probably say have the highest amount of like fanfare right now.
Honestly, I'll say this though before we continue. I think that this is probably more diverse they have in terms of picks they've had in previous years, but I'm still there is still a problem with this, because there's always a problem with Crunchyroll Anime Awards. It's like the same 7-8 anime that are like a lot of these picks. You'll start seeing some repick anime for these. We'll get that. But anyway, I think that Yuji's gonna win. I think Yuji's gonna win because of the fact that I've heard a lot of good things about it. That or Midori. I'll be happy if my girl Midori wins, but I think it's Yuji. I mean, is Hinata a fair pick to win? Yeah, but I don't want out of the fact that it's a sequel series, I kind of don't want to give it to the sequel series. But yeah, that's about it for me for that category. Moving on, Antagonist. So I'm gonna go first to kind of speed things up. I think that actually, I'm gonna think the girl from ReZero.
Yeah,
because this one's very sequel heavy, and I don't think many people watched the Fruits Basket reboot. That's more to the manga. And overhaul, I mean, it's My Hero. I think I'm just gonna say this. I think My Hero is gonna win this because it's My Hero.
Yeah, probably.
And I know Rachel got a lot of fanfare because fuck Rachel because of what she did. Fuck her. Fuck the wheelchair thing. I don't think many people watch. Poor Doro. It has a good concept, but I don't think many people watched it. But
It's obscure. I really I like N from that show. Like, yeah, okay, he's a villain and but he's not outright cartoonishly evil. He has you want to like him to a certain extent because he's not entirely I'm gonna kill you. He's got his own agenda that's a little more subtle to it, which I enjoy that kind of villain. But I don't know. I guess, like I said, the show didn't really get watched much. You're probably not going to see a lot of people supporting it, but it's a damn good show.
Yeah, it got Netflixed. It got Netflixed. But I think Echidna's going to be. I mean, I didn't actually vote for this category. I just kind of picked with what my thing. I think I threw away my vote and just picked Overhaul, just thinking Overhaul was going to win anyway.
It's probably going to win anyway.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Echidna wins this one because ReZero Season 2 hype was really big.
But let's face it, it's going to be the macadamia nuts that are going to make Overhaul win this one. I mean,
yeah,
I think
macadamia nuts, macadamia nuts. All right, if there's nothing else, I'm moving on.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Best boy!
Lego
All
Sheep.
Right.
I am biased. I want Lego Sheep to win.
This was my fuck you pick, so I also picked Lego Sheep. Because why is Anos here? Why is the fucker from why is he always here? He is not a good character. He is just not. It's literally smartphone but worse. No, he also did one of those, in Fate's Day Night they did the people die when they are killed.
Yeah,
he had a similar line in the Misfit one. Very similar to dead people, something dead. And I was like, no, fuck you. I picked Lego Sheep. Because again, I'm not going to pick Hinata. Hinata's a good boy. But again, sequel series. And Tower of God, no one, like I said, Kaiman, and Gojo, I just went with Legoshi. Do I think he has a standing to win? Actually, in this category, maybe, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'd like him to win, but there's probably going to be more support for your Jujutsu Kaisen or Haikyuu at this point, but yeah. I hope he's got a shot, I think. He's got a good shot.
If I see Misfit win anything, it's gonna be the meme vote. But that's all I gotta say for that category. Best girl.
I would bet Great Pretender because apparently that's been a pretty from anyone who's watched the show, my mother included. She said that's a really good show, and apparently the characters are good. So I would say Great Pretender. You
think Great Pretender's going to win? Who would you pick?
Probably Great Pretender, honestly, just because out of all I mean, that or Noi from Dorohedoro, but again, Dorohedoro, no one watched it much, so probably Great Pretender because it had more of an impact on the Netflix scene.
Okay, so mine is very different. I picked Katrina because biased pick because I like the manga. I like I've read the manga a lot. I have a bias to this show and to this series. So I went with my heart and picked Katrina. But I know that I think Chizuru's going to win because Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, that's true.
Rent a Girlfriend is just... People will not shut up about Chizuru and her this. I watched a little bit of I don't like it. I don't like Rent a Girlfriend. I'm going to be that person. I tried. I tried to like Rent a Girlfriend. I just don't like it. Maybe because I just have a sour heart to romances lately. That could be it. And I need to rewatch Great Pretender again. I started watching it and then dropped it because I didn't have time. But I know it's good. I know Great Pretender's good. I've seen so many clips of it. And it's very rare when we get to see shows that take place in the US and other countries like that. So... But I think Chizuru is going to win, but I went with my heart, so. All right, so the next two categories are actually things that I'm glad for, because you don't have to watch the anime to watch these, because for the best opening, for example, I went on YouTube and watched the openings for all of these, so I actually had a more...
Yeah, I'm going to leave that to you, because I have not watched, I mean, of course, Wild Side, because I watched the entire season 1, but I don't think that's going to win.
For the opening sequence, I actually picked GP from Great Pretender. I like the visuals to the opening. I had to give it bonus bro points for using an instrumental for the opening. I didn't think Easy Breezy was cool, but and I love Ezekin, but compared to the Sakuga on Jutsu and Kaisen is just fierce, man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Daddy Do, and I give Daddy Do props for the continuity in the opening scene from the first season. They used the same singer, but like out of all of them, I just went with GP because that's what my heart said. But Wild Style, I will always wait a minute. Let me ask this question: Did Beastar season 1 come out this year? Last year?
Yeah.
It was in 2020. I thought it was. Oh, I thought it was 2019.
I thought it was 2020, as far as I know. Wow. After all the things that have happened, I've kind of lost track of time.
Yeah, like this would have been my second pick, but I'm also like I was going back and forth between Wild Side and GP, but in the end I chose GP.
Oh, actually, correction. It was actually released October 2019. However, I think it got popular during 2020.
I mean, it is the fall season, so no, winter season. We always count winter season, so that's all I'm about to say, because, like, that can't be 2020.
I think it finished production or running in 2020, but I think it started in 2019.
I don't even know that.
It was so late in 2019 that it got in 2020 kind of thing, so I guess they're counting it.
I mean, audience could be the judge, because
I don't know.
That's kind of spicy, but for me,
yeah.
I'm gonna say the opening and ending sequence for all the picks here were very good, but as you can see, you're starting to see a pattern. It's like the same 6 or 7 anime being nominated for all these.
I hope that the Beastars one wins, because that's the only one out of all those 6 that has like the cloth stop motion, which I thought was really cool.
But I like the GP's like visuals with like the it had a very like postmodern vibe with the like the blocking. I really like that. And I don't know. I liked Wild Side. It told a story, but I was also like, is it 2020 or 2019? But again, move on.
Yeah, I for the ending, I actually would pick the Freddie Mercury one from Great Pretender.
I can't believe they actually got Freddie Mercury, but like I chose BNA. I chose Night Running for me personally. I will say this. The endings in here were all good. I watched every one here. I thought none of them were bad. A lot of these were super ass good. Oh, it was really hard picking one. It was really hard picking one for the ending.
But I think the instrumental from the GP, that's what actually got me. It was like the music. Just the music alone in the backing was good.
For me, I didn't want to change just on music. It was really hard for me not to. But like, I loved the visuals combo with the ending, with the song and the visuals with BNA, with Night Running. It was really good. Like, it's the type of ending I would watch without the anime by itself. It's that good. With Dora, I thought DDDD. That's the name of that one.
Dora Hetero.
I thought that one was highly creative with its Doom parody. Like the ending was just a whole thing of like if it was like Doom the game, like Doom 64.
Yeah.
Thought that was super creative. The Great Pretender ending was like they used Freddie Mercury, which I thought was not fair, but the cat thing was really long.
Yeah.
I thought it ran on too long. Like, I liked it, but I was like, it kind of, like, it fits the series. But I'm like, and then you have, like, Jujin Kaisen, which was my second place pick, Lost in Paradise. My God, the ending. The ending to that was so good. It was so good and energetic. I really wanted to pick it, but I was like, Night Running. Night Running.
Va bene, but that's so good.
Welcome, my friend. I also kind of felt bad for Millionaire Detective because hey, look, it's a different pick. It's something different on this award show.
But different doesn't always mean winner.
Yeah, different doesn't always mean winner. Like I'm not gonna fault Crunchyroll for picking the same 6 anime to nominate these. It just got real on me. But yeah, that's what I think's gonna win. I think Great Pretender's gonna. I think Great Pretender's gonna win, but I wouldn't care who wins this one because all of them are good.
Yeah, I think no matter who wins or no matter who gets picked, everyone wins. So that's good.
Yeah. All right. So Japanese and the voice actors, I kind of want to skip, but
from what I've seen of the Japanese voice actors, I would probably vote for the ReZero one. Or no, so that's English. Yusuke, I honestly don't have any opinion on that. I mean, I'm just gonna vote for the ReZero because from the clips I saw, he had good voice acting.
I went with 2. I want Megumi Otaka I want Hanako to win because I love Hanako as a character, and like with most like Hanako is done by a female voice actor, but like the way that she goes back and forth between like super happy-go-lucky and like sinister, but the fact that she's a ghost. Well, he's a ghost. And like just like the original Hanako like fairy tale or the Hanako like rumor is a female ghost, but the whole idea of the anime is it's a male ghost. And like it's the whole thing. I just like her voice in it. It's just like it's cute and childish because it's a kid, but it's also like she's still gonna stab you. It's just, I can see both happening. And then you got Mitsumi, like Sayaka's a really great character. Like a lot of people want Sayaka as best girl. I would not be surprised. I'd be happy if Sayaka won too. But like Sayaka is like she's like the opposite. She's a high schooler that acts like a businesswoman who already knows what they're doing, and that's what needs to be done. I have no comment on who I think's going to win. I do think that this will want to be those go with the most recognizable one. So I think ReZero's gonna win in this case.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah. English voice acting, I did not rewatch many dubs this year, but I picked Hawks because I like Hawks.
I would either vote for, this one I would vote for either Echidna or Bam, only because I think I think Echidna definitely did a good job with her character, no doubt. Like, she did a great job with the voice in Echidna, and I like the voice acting of Johnny Young Bosch to a certain extent, so I think he has a better chance of winning. Bless the heart of the entirety of the English cast of Beastars, it does not work as well as the sub.
Well, did you hear anything from Great Pretender? Because like, you know, it's set a lot of it's set in America, so you think the American voice actors would do a good job in Great Pretender.
They did a fine job, I think. Just I think what stood out more was either ReZero or Tower of God stood out more.
For me, yeah, I'm taking an L on this category because I did not see many, so don't look at my opinion for fact. So I don't know who's gonna win this one, and frankly, I don't care.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, best director. Okay, this is another one of those. I feel like I'm too stupid to like give a concrete opinion.
Me too.
Who I think do a direction, but I just go with what I thought was like, you know, good, best, like, you know, everything together. Not like best in show, but like.
Yeah,
I think that on a technical level, I want to give it to Great Pretender.
Yeah, no, that's got solid. Like the thing, it feels like it's got solid writing and a good balance of everything. Like it doesn't. I think it's just a good show.
Yeah, it's a good show, and and the reason I give it best director to Hiro because again he's got to work with different countries and different mannerisms of those countries to do deals. But it feels like an anime that like everybody, regardless of where you come from, would watch.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah,
that gun scene was very on point.
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny. I was like, good job. I was like, yeah, that's America, all right. Like they get it down so well, and Decadence, I would have given it to as well. It's just, there's three of them I would have given it to. Not Tower of God. No. Not Tower of God and not Kaguya-sama Season 2. Because Kaguya-sama Season 2, I felt like dropped the ball. I feel like it was more of the same.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Animation, on the other hand, best animation, I'm giving it to Ezukin. What? Also, fuck this. Okay, fuck this section because Princess Connect is here. Well, you know why? If you saw at the top of the screen, this entire thing is sponsored by Princess Connect Redive.
Oh.
And I do not doubt that they have good animation. I'm not going to doubt that. But I feel like this is such a self-promo.
Yeah, that is. I mean, hey, if it's like the Emmys and how rigged they are, you gotta take advantage of some promotion, okay?
Now, if they're going with the fact that Beastars did transfer over to 2020.
I mean, while I appreciate they have CG to a really good. It's CG anime is 3D. It's well done, but I think that also has its limits as to how fluid it can be. Or can't be.
I mean, it's impressive for CG. Like, it's probably one of the best anime I've seen in CG. But, like, there's so many good picks here, like Mappa. Okay, because you know I'm a Mappa whore. I've seen the clips of Jujutsu Kaisen is really good. Like, it's really good. I can't think of it's a really good animated show. Especially for an action series. It was really hard. Great Pretender was also pretty good. I gave it to Ezukin, though, because I like its aesthetic. With all your hand-drawn aesthetic.
Yeah, they make it work in a way that I think actually, like, it's obviously supposed to be like a sketchy comic style sometimes, where, like, it changes, but it makes it work in a way that's not, annoying. So
and then there's
God of High School, God of High School too, as much as I love the fight scenes in that one, it gets choppy sometimes.
It's choppy, but I do see its appeal. Like, it has a very, it's a martial arts anime. Well, anime, it's a webtoon. It's a martial arts webtoon show, and I mean, I feel like I'm being too, it's an anime. I'm gonna just say it's an anime. And it's also done by Mappa, And it is also pretty, it's a different style though. So like,
Yeah.
see, two of them are from Map. I just can't like, they're both done really, really well. It's just, and it tries to do the same mistake with Ezekin with, oh, it's more like what's the brush called? It's like more calligraphy. Like, I was like, it's good. It's just not Ezekin. If that makes any sense. Or
Yeah.
trying not to put my my Crunchyroll originals bias away in my pants. Try to put it away.
Anyway, let's look at, how about the best character design?
Okay. I went with Toilet Bound Hanako-kun because I've said in like last year during like our 12 days of anime that I think the character design and the set design of Toilet Bound Hanako is like top notch. I love its entire appeal. It's got a very like traditional art calligraphy drawing, and like the eyes and the characters, everybody is greatly designed. I picked that 100% as my heart picked.
No, I think from what I've seen of that show, its art is fantastic, and the characters actually have some cool parts to them. Like, I don't have anything against, say, Great Pretender or anything, but when I think character design, I don't think character depth. I think if I look at that person and don't think it's weird enough, it's not cool designed enough.
So you went with Ezekiel?
No, I went with the Toya Bound.
Oh, you went with Toya Bound too? Okay, I gotta agree.
Because okay, even with like BNA or Yashihime, I'm not saying they're bad shows. But when you look at the character and I don't think, oh, okay, you're basically just a demon, a princess, whatever. In Toilet Bound, you look at that and you think, well, you're human, but you're also just weird looking. And that's partly because of the aesthetic, too. Like, the way the show is drawn makes the character stand out more.
Yeah. Also, Yashihime reuses a lot of old character designs from, like, the Inuyasha series. I feel like it's kind of cheating.
Yeah.
Like, Toru is just a tomboy Sesshomaru, but with a more kinder heart. It's like... I'm seeing a lot of criticisms with Yashihime, and I kind of agree with them. That's why I don't see it talked about as much, but it's another video for another day. Yeah. Fight scenes!
There's two God of High Schools here.
Now, okay, so as one of the very few people that actually saw Akudama Drive, that Studio Paradox knows how to do, I chose that out of spite. Because Akudama Drive should have gotten more nominations on here. Swindler should have been Best Girl. Swindler should have been in there for Best Girl, but no.
I mean, I think it's gonna be My Hero who's gonna win this one, honestly, because Deku versus Overhaul, like that had so much hype. It's gonna probably win.
It had a lot of hype, but I'm not gonna say there's a lot of good fight scenes here. Also, did you notice that God of High School is in here twice?
Yeah, I saw that. Bit of bias there, I see.
I don't think it's bias. I just think I think that's like a typo error.
No, there's two different fights.
Oh my god, there's two different fights.
Yeah, two fights.
Okay, yeah, that seems biased because it's a Crunchyroll original.
Yeah, like one fight per show. Come on, like you can't just do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like that's what got me mad. Like by this point, when I was originally doing this is where I was like, this is jank. This is like it's another year of crunch. Like they're doing their best, and I understand that. And I do like the fact that they are getting diversity in the judges, and they do like a ratio of judges picks and ratio of fan picks and fan voting. But it's also like, come on, two in the same category, really?
Again, like the Emmys, it's rigged.
I personally picked Brawler versus Master because that was a good fight, but Overhaul and Deku, I think, will win.
Most likely.
Though, like, again, like I said, I get why there's hype for Jujutsu Kaisen because that's a good anime. At least to watch it. But moving on, we're picking things up.
Best drama.
Did not care for this pick, so I went with Beastars.
I'm probably gonna say, okay, as much like between Great Pretender, Somali, and Beastars, I do not think Beastars has as much weight on its drama as Great Pretender has on its show, its world, or Somali with its depth of how the lore is. Mm-hmm. I would say one of those, the Great Pretender or Somali would win. Beastars has a fine drama, but it is not that deep. You can figure it out in like 3 episodes.
All right.
I'm sorry, writers, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, and like Fruits Basket, I know why it's here, but I'm also like, Fruits Basket, this reboot is really for those who really wanted to have a proper story to Fruits Basket. Not dissing the show, but like it has a utility for who's watching that. And it's just not me right now.
Yeah.
And I didn't see Sing yesterday. It might have been good. I did not see it. Japan Sings, I've just heard a lot people more laughed at the show than like cared about like the actual mess in it. But speaking of laughing, best comedy.
I would vote for either Villainess or Aizuken on this one.
I went with Isaacin, despite my love for Villainous. No, you know what? No. I compromised. I went with Villainous for this category. I remember now. I think it's funny. I think it's different for it's the reverse harem genre trying to do a new thing. It's the Otome Isekai genre. That's what it's bloomed into. And it's popular for a reason. I love this show. It's definitely one of my shows I personally watch. It's definitely not one of those shows where it's like everyone's gonna like. I don't know if everyone's gonna like it.
Yeah.
And Sleepy Princess, I've read more of the manga than I've watched the show. It's the same joke after like 10 chapters. Misfit, why? Okay, Misfit I could see as comical, but not for the right reasons. The show is like you watch Drunk with Friends because the show was bad.
You put it in comedy because it doesn't really have anywhere else it can go.
And then there's Kaku Ushi Goto, which I know the premise of. It's basically about a guy who makes a living making Eru books, like hentai books. But he has a daughter who he doesn't want to learn much about. He's a single father trying to, keep his daughter from that type of content.
Well, the challenge of I make this to live, but I must not show it.
Yeah. So I thought that was a cute thing. Again, Kaguya-sama season 2 just kind of
Yeah, that's fine.
I think in this one, Ezukin's gonna win. Gonna win.
It's a refreshing comedy.
All right, best score. I got no opinion.
I'm gonna bet that Great Pretender's gonna win that one too.
You do?
I'm not saying I haven't heard much of the music, but from what I heard, it sounds like a lot of strings and orchestral sometimes. If the beginning and ending are any kind of proof. And I'm not saying that Beastars or Gato High School or whatever doesn't have good orchestral, but I don't think it has as much jazzy oomph, and the jazzy oomph might sell it.
I mean, it's definitely, Great Pretender's definitely, if you liked bebop, you're gonna like this show.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I would say Great Pretender's gonna win that one.
I'm taking an L. I have no opinion. I had no opinion on this one, so I just kind of picked what I liked. Best couple. Okay, I'm gonna laugh at this one because why is Katrina and Maria here? There's I get it. I get what they're trying to say because Maria does like Katrina that way, but why? No, that's not a legit couple. Also, fuck Tony Kawa. Okay, time for my Tony Kawa rant. So, I'm not gonna diss. The reason I didn't watch this show is because this is the same guy who made Heidi the Combat Butler back in the day. And I was a huge Heidi the Combat Butler fan. And I read the manga. And the ending of that manga was so bad. That I was like, there's no way he's gonna write romance with me. And it could be an old video as itself, but I got burned off that creator making romances. This, to me, so I did kind of test it. This, to me, feels like an apology for Hayate the Combat Butler. This feels like if Hayate and Nagiku got together and not him and Nagi. I'm gonna be that person now. I was like, nah, I didn't pick it out of spite. And then look at it out of spite. Heck, Kaguya Miyuki from Kaguya-sama is better than that. I know, and yeah, spite. I also I think that the Chizuru Kazuya relationship as it currently is not healthy.
No, it's not.
That's just me.
Also, in Beastars, same way. If they picked as a couple, that is not a couple so much as it is a social test in the form of a guy and a girl. I understand what their message are going for, but they are a horrible couple even later in the manga.
And while I would have chosen Katrina and Maria for the lols, because that ain't, I mean, it is, but it isn't, because it's a reverse harem. It is, but it isn't. I think they gave it because, it's very, you rarely see a Yuri ship in a reverse harem.
Yeah.
I'm going with Kaguya. I mean, that's what it's made for. Even though at this point, that's what this show is for. And it does it well. Didn't see introspective, but hey, that's what I went. I went with Kaguya-sama.
And then last is Best Fantasy, which...
Before Best in Show, but...
Best Fantasy,
Which is probably the most diverse thing we've had on here.
I gotta give it between Dorohedoro and Decadence, only because Dorohedoro actually has, I like the idea of its take on magic and sorcery. It's not like fantasy wizard casting. It's a lot more, alchemical, if I'm calling it that.
Alchemy.
But then there's but Decadence has a good overall fantasy. It doesn't beat you in the face this is fantasy. It's just kind of it's there. ReZero I think is a bit too egregious of a fantasy bent, and that's why it doesn't. For me, it's not my pick.
I didn't pick it because it's a sequel. again, I just had a whole, when it's just straight out, it's a sequel. Part 1 and part 2 is one thing, but like, I also went with Dorohero because I wanted to give it something.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good anime. I just feel like it got a bad rap. Decadence, I was also pretty good, but between those, I just thought Dorohero was more fun. I had more fun with that show. Dragon Quest, I tried to watch. I dropped it after 3 episodes because I was like it does the RPG right, because it's Dragon Quest. You can't get more. You can't get more foundational to Dragon Quest, but just that's what I went with the anime. But what I think's gonna win, I think ReZero is gonna win. I just like knowing the things. Most likely, I think that's just gonna win because brand power. And now we come to Best in Show, which I'm surprised because, okay, so Opera Ramen is here, and I'm amazed it did not get more nominations than it did. It's only in Best in Show or Anime of the Year. Like, it's nowhere else on this list, but everything else on here was at least nominated for something else, but this is here for Anime of the Year. I'm like, huh.
I mean, out of all of these, I'm gonna bet most likely you're gonna have, again, Great Pretender win or Dorohedoro. As much as I want to see Beastars win, and this is coming from someone who's watched all of season 1 and watching season 2, it has moments where I think it lacks a certain amount of punch or in its pacing that it kind of detracts from the overall drama of it, but that's just me. I
just stared at Opera Ramen, which is basically a race anime, and I'm really hyped for it again. I did not have time to watch it, but it's definitely a type of show up my alley. I just kind of feel bad that this is the only category it got, which is still a good category. It's just, I feel like they threw that away. It's like they put like how they put Princess Connect in animation because it's the whole show is brought to you by Princess Connect. I think I picked Ezukin, and I think Ezukin's going to win.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I liked Ezukin's message, and I liked the story. I followed that girl. I confined to that girl as a content creator. I just like those stories that are like kind of inspiring, and it has a lot of heart.
Yeah,
and I like in between the animation and everything and the enjoyment factor. Now, Great Pretender was fun too. It's definitely a great thriller for the name that price, all that stuff. And
it's a different kind of show versus like Ezukin, which is not meant to be like, I'm gonna kill you. It's more like,
it's definitely funny, and it's definitely like, but it's like, it was just seeing like her perspective of like getting inspired by anime to make an anime, and like her going through concept art with her friend and learning how the going between creative drive versus getting on a schedule. Like that whole thing collectively together just hit me in the right feels. I kind of wish though that Jujutsu Kaisen got more traction because it is a good show. I think it's one of those good that's going to be underrated for how good it is. I just feel like maybe it was because it was just 2020.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's because of Attack on Titan final season. The hype for that. People were building for that all year, and then it finally came out this season, which is 2021. But I just think that it just got the wrong year. If it was last year, maybe it would have gotten more for me. But that's all I have to say on that. Overall, though, it's just another Crunchyroll year. As with always, I have plenty of criticisms about it. I get why. At least I understand this year why the picks were what they were, except for a few. And it does feel like it's definitely. I'll take this year over the year that it was all My Hero or it was all Yuri on Ice. Remember that year?
Yeah.
I'll take it over that any day. But yeah, I don't know how this actual episode's gonna do with you guys watching it. So there's no guest, putting it forward.
The guest is the audience.
The guest is the audience. Yes, it is. But again, I just want to thank everybody for watching this as usual. I thank Lamp for putting up with me and all that stuff. And this was just a thing I needed to do and get some stuff out. As we never know. And hopefully this month is better.
Here's hoping this whole year is better.
Yeah, here's hoping we get to 1,000. We actually get somewhere with the channel. I would like to get to 1,000, get the community tab, and maybe get close to the 4,000 hours of content. But that's just my hopes. Either way, like the stuff, comment the stuff, subscribe to the Antagonist for today if you are new. I wouldn't know why you're new when you're watching this video. Follow me on Twitter. Follow Lamp and all his stuff. Plug your stuff down, Lamp.
It's a view and a like. It should be one one word on that. And I make random voice acting stuff if you want to see me yell at a microphone all day.
Yeah, so other than that, I'm gonna go get something to eat. He's gonna go get something to eat, maybe, or
Yep.
do the laundry,
Yep.
and we'll see you all next time. So goodbye.
Bye.